Yes. This is Errol Spence Jr. You're watching True School Sports. All right.
The guy I'm talking about is obviously Errol Spence. Errol Spence, a prospect, one of the most feared fighters at 147. A guy that's definitely, I've said it many times. I'll probably say at least one time I make a video about Errol Spence. He is the best body puncher at 147. And because he is the best body puncher at 147, it's, we saw what happened to Keith Thurman against Luis Collazo. Luis Collazo, a crafty veteran, was able to hit him, Keith Thurman, with a great body shot, hurt him. Keith got on his bicycle and had to stay composed. Same thing happened in the later rounds against Showtime Sean Porter. He basically got hit with a body shot pretty cleanly, and he got on his bicycle and ran from Sean Porter. Now, credit to Keith Thurman. He was able to take the body shots, although he was hurt, stay composed, and not, go to the canvas. So, you got to give him credit there. But with that being said, man, taking a body shot from Luis Collazo, taking a body shot from Sean Porter is not like taking a body shot from Errol Spence Jr. And I'm going to come out and say it, man. I think Errol Spence Jr. in a fight against Keith Thurman, especially now that he's gotten some more seasoning under his belt. He had the Algieri fight, which I thought was very important for him to get that win under his belt. And he's going to get more experience under his belt. Just using common sense here, I think Errol Spence would destroy Keith Thurman. Destroy him.
When he fought Barrera, he was getting pegged by shots he shouldn't get pegged by. Like, his defense isn't really that great. His offense is something else, but his defense needs a lot of work.
I mean, he steamrolled Algieri easily.
Nobody's ever stopped Algieri. That's not an easy guy to stop. Like,
I think Spence
Thurman would stop Algieri too.
oh,
That's not a contest.
Yeah, Thurman would stop him. I think Thurman would be the best fight for Errol Spence.
oh yeah.
Personally, because we spoke about it in the back. A lot
we
of
did.
people want to say, oh well, Thurman got hit with that body shot. 9 out of 10 guys would have went down from a liver shot. Number one, he didn't go down, and he stopped dude on his stool. Going back to our conversation earlier with Thurman, put him in punches, man, punch.
Algieri didn't work the jab like he should have.
No, he didn't. But what does Spence do against somebody who can punch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Same thing.
He was just telling me
I
that.
think Thurman could.
What?
Thurman could stop Spence. Right now, at least.
That's going to be your guy. If anybody, right now it's going to be your guy.
He's just no one punches like him. No.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
If there's a guy right now, after that fight or after another fight, it could be a way different scenario too. This kid seems. There's a lot of momentum there. There's a lot of steam rolling.
Oh my God.
And that kind of thing doesn't slow down so easy.
I don't know about everybody else, but me personally, when I talk boxing, I call you the best body puncher at 147. I feel you are. Is that you kind of go to the body in this fight?
I always go to the body. I think that's the best investment, to go to the body and work your way upstairs. I'm always going to go to the body.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, as you guys saw earlier in the video, those clips you saw were from June when I made a video about Errol Spence and how I think he would beat Keith Thurman. And they were also taken in the post-fight media room after the Errol Spence's TKO win over Chris Algieri in New York. So shout out to Thomas Gonzalez of Instant Boxing, Hector Franco and Joseph Correa of Front Proof Media, Front Proof Media, and then shout out to my boy Jared of HustleBoss.com for the clips. With that being said, I think today's fight with Leonard Bundu really, at least for me, because I thought it was going to be a good barometer for Errol Spence, fighting a good cagey veteran in Bundu, a guy who was awkward with Olympic experience, a guy who went the full 12 with Keith Thurman, and throughout the course of the fight, of their fight, made him very uncomfortable. So to me, today's fight with Errol Spence and what I saw and how he was able to get that 6th round KO over Bundu to me, it really just re-illustrated the reasons why I think he beat Thurman and why I think he beats most welterweights. Now, one thing I love about Errol Spence Jr. is that the dude is a very patient fighter, and that's why I think his knockouts come a little bit faster, because he's very dedicated to his game plan. He breaks the fighters down. He goes to the body, which I love. Always love that in a fighter. He goes to the body better than any fighter at 147. He's the best body puncher at 147. So with that being said, he was in there, and he was picking the shots really well against Bundu, using the jab really well against Bundu, worked off the jab really well against Bundu to set up those hard body shots. So, with Errol, if he was to fight Keith, as I said before, Keith struggled with Bundu. And yes, Bundu is older now, I get that part, but still, that fight was just, not even 2 years ago, really. It was at the end of 2014. So with that being said, I think it's safe to say that Errol, not only is he a formidable opponent against Keith Thurman, but I think if they did fight, just based on the style, a lot of people might pick Keith because he's the more known fighter, he has the more pro experience, but when you look at Errol's amateur background, Errol's style, Keith's weaknesses, the fight to me, it should be Errol Spence Jr. And I think, Keith, if he was to hit one of those body shots, he's either going to respond in one of two ways. Number one, he'd either get into an exchange with Errol Spence, which is really a bad idea. Or number two, he would get on his bicycle, and then Errol would have to exhibit some of the other skills he has, such as cutting off the ring, which he's done very well in the past. So, great, stylage by Errol. Great, just patient, well executed performance by Errol Spence, and I think he's a problem for any fighter on 147. Bundu, to me, it wasn't a surprise. I thought he would give Errol a couple more rounds. I thought unlike Algieri, because he's more awkward than Algieri. He might not be as skilled as Algieri, but he's more awkward than Algieri. So I thought that I'd at least buy him in maybe another 1 or 2 rounds. So I gave Bundu the respect of at least getting stopped in the 7th or 8th round. But that didn't even happen. He got stopped in the 6th. Did manage to go around more than Algieri, so shout out to him and kudos to him for that. But this kid Errol Spence is a problem, and I stand by what I said in that video, and you can see it right here in the annotation. I think Errol Spence, if they do fight and when they do fight, destroys Keith Thurman and beats him soundly. It's not gonna Keith. I'm a Keith Thurman. Believe it or not, I'm a Keith Thurman fan. I like the guy, but it's just a style matchup, and boxing styles make fights. If Keith had a problem with Sean Porter and his come forward style, where he likes to smother a lot of his work, then it's very hard for me not to believe that a guy like Errol Spence, who uses his jab very well, works very well off of it, and knows how to land thunderous shots to the body, couldn't defeat Keith Thurman. That's just a wild raw take, but good performance. The last 2 wins for Errol, to me, I think his stock has definitely risen. I think when you talk about the welterweights and the landscape of the welterweights, you gotta at least include Errol. To me, at least, this is me personally. For you guys, it's different, but I personally have Errol Spence in my top 5. And you're gonna say, well, who has he fought? He hasn't fought really anybody. Well, I think these last 2 fights, he hasn't fought, an A-level fighter or even a B-level fighter, but he's definitely fought 2 names, 2 guys that, number one in Algeria, a guy nobody stopped. Respected fighter in the sport, been in there with good names. Same thing with Bundu. Respected fighter in the sport, good amateur background, very awkward. He's also never been stopped. Errol gets them both out of there in under 7 rounds. So you got to respect that, and that has to be applauded. For him to go in there and make guys that have been in there with other world-class opposition and with the distance, for him to go in there and just get him out of there abruptly, that says a lot to the fighter Errol Spence is, to how he sets up a lot of those power punches, and that he is not just some power puncher, that he is a smart, intelligent, well thought out boxer. So kudos to Errol Spence's performance against Leonard Bundu. I think he still beats Keith Thurman very soundly if they do fight. Hopefully they do make the fight. And I also think the Kell Brook fight to me is more of a 50-50 fight. I think it's a better matchup as far as 50-50 wise. for Errol Spence. But let me know what you guys think about the Bundu performance. How do you think? What do you think this statement Errol made against Bundu does for his stock and his future fights at 147? And do you think Keith Thurman will proceed to duck him, because a lot of fighters can get scared away by a performance like this? Let me know in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.